This is an eagle. This is a champion. This is Khabib Nurmagomedov. His style of grappling makes him one of the most dominant forces in UFC history. Khabib and Maya, the eagle, remember Go Man Off Porn, and raised in Dagestan, Russia. Khabib hails from a small district in Dagestan, Russia. Well, when you see a guy like Khabib Nurmagomedov just run through people in the UFC, and you know where that guy's from, you gotta go, well, how? Many more of those guys are over there around. One at age 9, he began bear wrestling to strengthen his grappling. Yeah, that's Khabib grappling with an unmuzzled bear trained in judo and wrestling in all serious. This Noah Dagestan, Russia, Kenny, for those that don't know, really is a wrestling mecca, and he's just the latest in a long line of talented rares. The early fights of Khabib's career were only slightly more one-sided than his latter fights, as Khabib's next-level ground game was simply too much for the opposition. His father was a Ukrainian champ at judo, black belt, and the national master of sports and freestyle wrestling. All of these skills were imparted to young Khabib. He dominated the national circuit, two-time Russian combat sambo champion, two-time world sambo champion. He is known as an internationally recognized master. It is a very exciting style of martial arts. If you're not familiar with them, combat bio, that they compete and they wear a jacket like a judo-gi type jacket, but they kick and punch, and they wear headgear. Becoming a recognized master and two-time world Nurmagomedov is another one of these Russian fighters who comes from an excellent saw background. He carried the skill set into his professional career, but really from day one, Nurmagomedov has been ready for prime time. So much confidence in his preparation, his work ethic, his team that goes 25 or 30 deeps, an outstanding grappler, a very good striker, as well a very intriguing martial arts style, storming through his first 7 opponents. And it's one of those things where you see that guy and beginning guys fight him off a little bit. And then as the fight wears on, he just gets more and more dominant. They get more and more exhausted. But for now, this is the most dominant fighter. And I know that a big statement, but I feel very comfortable saying that statement, strengthened by his environment. The ferocity of Khabib's training had grown into a local legend substance over style. The methods of Khabib are not glamorous. So Khabib comes, he's got 5 guys. What the workout is going to be is one by one. Khabib is going to work out with each guy until each guy gives up. My coach said the workout was 90 minutes. The first guy was the most talented guy, made it 20. Watch how long it takes this camera guy to show us the round number bow. Perfect timing, absolutely ferocious guy. Khabib's training turned him into a relentless pressure machine. Yeah, his grappling is literally on another level. It's completely advanced. When he grabs a hold of guys, you see talented rappers, guys along those lines just get dominated from the opening horn. He attacks, bringing his opponents to the ground and emptying their tanks 10-8 rounds against different guys, finishing different guys, only losing 1 round, taking fights on short notice, taking on former champions. But man, never met off, just relentless here, and it's all technique, Mike. I mean, he's obviously very strong but his technique is stellar. He's always in the correct position. SHO breaking one fighter after the next, building a perfect 16-0 record, and is just so relentless on the ground as he set aim toward joining the UFC, and your winner by tactical field victory. Shabby. If you look at every picture of Khabib right after his fight, like when his hand is being raised, there's never a mark on his face. There isn't a lot of flash in Khabib's training. Grueling distance runs, altitudes of 2,000 m above sea level, often in freezing temperatures. It's old school time tested hard work. But the results of this training speak for themselves. Well, Kenny, just as he did at the weigh-in, Khabib Nurmagomedov really attached to that YS in UFCW and has never fought in a cage before, so certainly expect some sort of adjustment period as Nurmagomedov gets his first takes of the octagon. Yeah, all of his fights have been in Russia. He's used to the ring, and it is very different. As we know, just the strategy of not being able to sprawl fully against the cage. Khabib the Eagle Nura. In his first UFC fight, Khabib demonstrated to the world what those in his homeland already knew he was. A different kind of beast, but a nen of just a maul him, maul him in a way that you go, oh God, you're not even there. And this could be bad news for Shar. And off trying to get that rear naked choke. He's kind of in an awkward position, but finish it. That's it. So the UFC and US debut for Khabib Nurmagomedov goes according to plan. Welcome to America, the Eag. I don't know what that wig is all about, but he insisted on wearing in the weigh-ins, and he insists on wearing here. All I know is if this dude can fight his ass off, this man is a combat's bow fighter holding a perfect professional record, 18 wins, no losses. He's at 5'10" tall, weighing at 155 pounds. Khabib Eagle and a lovely Brittany, yes sir, in his next fight. His striking ability was on full display. Medvedev really leaping in some of those strikes with Without leaping left hook, there's that shot. It was a leaping uppercut, it looked like, with that lead hand. Nurmagomedov really dropping bombs now with those elbows and terraces all. But out here, that'll do it. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Wow, how good. Is that kid, Ken, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained if you're champion? If you want to be champion, undisputed, undefeated, you have to see it. Anybody on in his fourth UFC fight, Khabib, would get into a minor pre-fight scuffle with his opponent versus Abel Trilo. Well, Trilo put his forehead on the forehead of Nurov, and Nurov pushed him off. And there was a lot of tension. The fight would be a statement for Khabib from Las Vegas for UFC 160 there. You go with the official ways, a lot of bad blood between these two men. He set the record for the most takedowns in a single fight with 2 minutes on the clock, going for a ride, tossing Taro around a little bit here. And the first man, nice left hook in there by buyout. But man never just relentless here again, takes him down 13 takedowns. In this, like, second most in UFC history. Abel just put his hands up. He was frustrated. He can't be frustrated. He's getting beat up. See how he did that? Put his hand up like, oh man, what, you can't do that. It's not like the guy's not doing anything. He's kicking her. Ash, you can't even think like that. That's a mental weakness to even make that gesture. AIA, All-American Collegiate Wrestler. Yet remember, they're really something special. When it comes to grappling, though, in that fight that you mentioned against TR, Joe Remember Good turned in a UFC record 21 takedowns. Final second of the fight. Why not beautiful throw tree? He back up to his feet. Again and down again. I mean, that was has absolutely a clinic that we just displayed. The Eagle meta. He moves to 20-0 in his professional mixed martial arts career. When you see somebody you know Jordan is prim, never enough. It was like he was the only one in the cage. He pig slammed Pat Healy right on him like a dog. And here's a Pig SL, another beat down 21-0. There are grappling specialists. And then there are grappling specialists like Khabib Nurmagomedov. This guy is on another level. The Eagle has soared to a 21-0 star. The Eagle, here we go. He closes a distance. He's out to clinch. This will tell us a lot here. Can Dos Anjos avoid this? Nope, he got it. But look at the way he does it. Yes, he just so strong in that clinch. Khabib takes, oh my God, everybody who's good. Dos Angel Brazilian J Black Belt World Champion Ragdolls on got the clinch again and drags him to the ground. The Eagle N, presenting the number 2 ranked lightweight contender in the world. The Eagle N demolishing Arel. Don't forget about who he's taken on as well. I mean, this is the absolute best of the best. Khabib impose his will. And so when you consider the record, no one who has fought in the UFC has ever started that kind of career like that. During this time, Khabib suffered a series of injuries that continue to keep him out of the cage. To your point, was out almost 2 years. Yeah, it was a long time and a bunch of pretty significant injuries where he couldn't really train that well. He showed a little rust at the onset. There was that one moment against Michael Johnson at UFC 205 where it seemed to rock him a little bit. And people still talk about that one moment. Go like the one moment where he kind of had wobbly legs. Oh, he taged him. He hurt him back. Is hurt. Right now he's wobbly. And hurt, you know, even if you hit him, congratulations. Now you're on your ass getting punched in the face over and over again. You can't get up. You're getting mauled. And when he gets a hold of people, it almost seems like they're shocked at how strong he is. And up was opening up. Well, didn't you hear when he was fighting Johnson? Tell give up. Yeah. You know, I need that total shot. Give up, move Mike up all over. But it looks like Johnson is going to make it to the bell. Wow. Unbelievable. It's when you look at them in between round. And you see that like, what am I doing in here? That's when you know they're talking to each other. I do not know what they're saying. Big John right on top of, I think, Big John can stop this fight at any moment. To your point, yes, he's the most dominant. And I really don't know that we have seen all the skills that he possesses. There we go, Medoff, full mount with the right arm trap. You notice how he does that all the time. He traps arms. He's looking for the overhook. He's tying up. That's exactly what he's doing. He's turning the corner. He's going to get it right here. This should be a Michael should tap. Or he's going to break his arm. He's going to break his arm. It is all over Kip and the moves to 24-0. Khabib Nurmagomedov just came running over Dana White and was demanding to get a shot at the title. And after a performance like this, how can you deny this man? Hey guys, 10 years. Amateur fighter, 8 years undefeated pro prim my fighter, but nobody catch me next up the highly anticipated matchup with Edson Barbosa, one of the most lethal strikers the UFC has ever known. The Eagle. And against an excellent fighter for Get Bar is amazing the way he stays on top, the way he led those knees. So you can't get away, and then you should so much punishment on you, the Eagle. And we as the fans, and as fight fans, and as the people know who the champ is, if you win the fight, I mean if you win the fight, you're the champ. To be the man, you beat the man. If you beat the man, it's hard to deny that he's not the champion. He's just on such another level that the odds of you beating him drop so substantially after the first minute and a half like this is so next level. At last, Khabib would fight for the UFC title, and look at this, just as soon as he gets the ankle. There's no escape. It's a crocodile. He's got a hold of you. Now you're in a water hole, beasting him down, betting him. And it's amazing to hear the fellow lightweights talk about Nurmagomedov and the reverence. It's all there in awe of him. When you talk about him, they're like, man, just tremendous strength and technique, a lethal combination. To be great in this sport is hard enough. To be elite is so rare. To be really feared is something. Special crocodile diving for that single leg. This man is now 12-0 in the UFC, but he continues to just destroy and dominate the best lightweights in the world. Lance for the winner by unanimous decision and new undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, Khabib the Eagle. And yet you is real gangster. He come here where's Conor. You want to fight with bus? I want to fight with real gangster. After Conor McGregor attacked Khabib's bus at a UFC event, he was arrested. This has become personal for you, of course, long time ago. It's entirely possible that New York's going to prosecute him. All right. He threw a dolly at a car. People got their eyes cut, their face cut. But the bad blood between Khabib and Conor made for excellent marketing. Say, I'm thankful to the DA and the judge for allowing me to move forward after years of back and forth. A super fight was finally set. Conor versus Khabib. Khabib relished the chance to demolish the cocky McGregor tomorrow night. I'm going to smash your boy, guys. I'm going to smash your boy. It was the highest purchase pay-per-view UFC fight ever, as the fans flocked to see if Conor could return from his absence and recapture the title he vacated. However, Khabib was a new beast. Undefeated, no signs of a weakness in his game. I dominated you. I made you quit. I made you tap. It was humiliating. It was embarrassing. He was straight 1 inch. Let's go. Conor was unable to stay on his feet. And on the ground, Khabib was in a class of his own. All the name calling, all the Twitter yapping from Conor, all the threats. It does not change that. Look at him. And Cab chumps the fence. And he's going right at Dylan Dennis. Know that right. Hand the wayward right hand from a teammate inside the octagon after losing a mixed martial arts fight. No, that was disgusting. It was two things disgusting. Khabib jumping out the octagon and attacking Dylan Dennis was foolish, but Khabib's friends jumping into the octagon attacking Conor, who had no idea that they were there, just jumped on it, was completely cowardly. 27-0 undefeated, undisputed UFC lightweight champion. Do you start to put yourself in the conversation as the greatest fighter of all time? Habibi, this is the main event of the evening. With that, we are underway. Kago Manov in the black and gold. Dustin Poirier is in the blue with gold. Poirier is feeling that final man off pressure. During his career, Khabib has taken on all covers. Oh, big elbow from Khabib. He is rarely challenge controlling every moment of the fight. He's already made the case for greatest fighter ever. But over the next few years, he has a chance to cement. Oh, he's under the neck. This is over. It's over, up under the chin. There's a top. Getting met up 28-0. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Still the undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world. H.D.E. Khabib's father passed away shortly after this fight, the man who had shaped and built the greatest fighter in UFC history was gone. Because having your father in your corner as somebody there to drive and motivate you, but also the ultimate problem solver should one come up, and now that falls to you just like that. One day you wake up and you got to figure that out on your own. The bond between father and son cannot be overstated, and there was doubt if Khabib would ever return. But Khabib knew his father wouldn't want him to back away from his final fight. With a heavy heart, Khabib arrived at Fight Island with his 29th victory in sight. A lot of people call me P for P number 1 fighter. I want to be like most dominant fighter in UFC history. This is my dream. This is the main event of the evening, live from UFC Fight Island in Abu Dhabi. He fought in his father's memory. He fought like the best fighter on the planet, while right into the full mount. I mean, that was a fantastic transition with a lot of time. And as he had done 28 times before, he beat and broke his opponent down and captured another victory, 29. And oh, it was an emotionally charged moment for the Eagle, and still undefeated, and the UFC undisputed lightweight champion of the world. Khabib the Eagle, he retired immediately after the fight, after what happened with my father. When you told me about Justin, I talked with my father, my mother 3 days. She don't want to go fight without father, but I promise her it's going to be my last fight. And if I give my word, I have to follow this to be great in this sport. It is hard enough to be elite. It is so rare to be really feared. It's something. I dominated you. I made you quit. I made you tap. It was humiliating. It was embarrassing. About the men are really dropping bombs now. So next level, walking away as the undisputed baddest man on the planet. Nobody brings a home like Joe Vincent. Nobody.